pizza is not my business. It's like a hobby because I just want people to learn about Argentinian style pizza. But I work in a school. That's why I have the summers off to do the road trip. So I work with special needs kids. I don't even make enough money to live in New York for my job, but I love what I do. Yeah. And I'm not going to give it up. I've been offered the money to open up pizzerias, but I don't want to because I don't want to give up what I do with the kids.
But first, I'll introduce you. Welcome to the Pizza King podcast. I got my man, OG Papa Fern, Fernando. Fernando, what's your last name?
Greco.
Fernando Greco. I met Fernando. We were just talking. I met him a couple years ago here in Orlando. And we kind of followed each other. I've been following you for a couple of years. So we finally got a chance to sit down. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. But I wanted to talk about, like first your process for being who you like. First, let's tell us who OG Papa Fern is and what you do.
I was born in Argentina.
Yeah.
My dad had a pizzeria in Buenos Aires, and I was a little kid that used to bother the clients and stuff. But when I was 10 years old, we moved to New York, and that was the end of the pizza business side for the family until I picked it back up. When my parents divorced, my dad moved back to Argentina, so then I started making pizza for the family.
Okay.
And then I also made it for friends, right? And then when I started meeting friends in the pizza business, like, they're like, you gotta, like, nobody knows that this exists. Like, you gotta be like the spokesperson or the teacher of this style of pizza so people know that it exists and represent your country.
So even when you started making pizza for friends and family, then you were making the Argentinian style pizza that we see you make now. It's always been that.
I mean, I mess around with other styles,
yeah,
but that was just to play around. It's the Argentina style.
I love it. Every time I see you out and I see your pizza, it also becomes like a history lesson for the folks that are enjoying it, right? You get a chance to teach.
Right, because even though, we have judges that are experts in pizza, most of the time they never heard of Argentina or Porteño style pizza.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm lucky that at this specific expo, you're allowed to talk to the judges and explain why things are the way they are, because it's over the top. The pizza, it has a lot of toppings and a lot of cheese. So some people might not understand and be put off by it, but that's the way it is. And I'm representing my country the way it is, not to please a judge.
How did you master the craft in a place like New York where it's not very prevalent? Or it's not, really not prevalent at all?
Well, right, because it's kind of expensive for the pizzas to be put together. They have a lot of cheese. It has more than, it has about a pound and a quarter of cheese on each pie. So with the toppings, some things you can't even get in the United States because they don't export them from Argentina because of quotas for some reason. But you have to make do with what there is or make it yourself.
Yeah.
So in the very beginning, when I was learning about more intricate dough styles, that I was trying to stay true to Argentina, and the flour that we use in Argentina is 7 to 9% protein.
That's a very low protein profile, right?
But because I learned from reading and watching videos and from talking to people about long fermentations, a low protein flour and a long fermentation don't mix well. Like, you need a strong flour to do long fermentations. I did not know that. So I was trying to make Argentina style pizza better by doing long fermentation, but I was mixing 4 different flours to mimic the flour that's available in Argentina. Oh, so then I decided it's better to make better tasting dough than it is to have low protein flour. So I do long ferments with a higher protein flour.
How long is your ferment process typically?
So because I do events in other people's pizzerias, and I do events while traveling, I have to adapt to what the pizzeria does. Right? So if that fridge space, I got to do a 2-day. I got to do less than a 2-day, right? Plus, I also have my own pre-ferment that I carry with me everywhere I go. So my pre-ferment is a combination of masa madre and latte fermentate, which is old dough. So what I do is I have old dough that I feed every week. So I'll cut half of my old dough, mix it in my new dough, and then I'll take the same weight that I put it in there and add it to the other half of the dough that I'm traveling around with. That way I'm feeding it.
You're always feeding the dough at home and the dough on the road.
On the road always, because I'm gone for 2 months. So I'm taking all of it with me. If it goes bad while I'm on the road, I got to start.
How do you protect it while you're on the road?
All right. So I have 2 Cambro style containers.
Okay.
I put ice in between both of them. I put the pre-ferment in the Cambro, 2 covers, and then I have blankets that I wrap around it.
Because it needs dark space too, right?
It doesn't necessarily need dark, but it shouldn't be too warm. Okay. And then I crank the AC the whole time. So my road trips are in the summer, so I'm lucky that I don't have to do it in the wintertime.
And I've seen you, you travel all the way out west and temperatures vary.
Temperatures vary, but the inside of my car, it's a tiny Prius seat with all the pizza stuff. The back seats and the trunk are all taken up. So it's a very tiny space that the air conditioner has to put.
I want to get into the trip you take every summer. How many will this be 3rd year, 4th year in a row?
This coming summer is going to be the 3rd one.
It's going to be the 3rd year.
Yeah.
And you take a trip from New York all the way across the country,
Yeah.
visiting pizzerias along the way,
Yeah.
doing collaborations,
Yeah.
introducing Argentinian style pizza, and helping to promote the local shop as well, right?
Exactly.
How's that how did you decide that that's what you wanted to do?
Well, originally it was an idea that I had because I was working on a project called Latinos in Pizza. And then things went wrong with that. It was supposed to be like a YouTube series with 3 Latino pizza makers traveling around doing events all over the country. When things went wrong, I said, well, I'm going to do it just by myself and not do it a documentary and just bring Argentina style pizza for people to be able to try it for the first time, or somebody that is from Argentina that hasn't eaten it in a very long time.
Now it's here in your town. This is your opportunity. Right. I talked to Jesus from Jesse's Pizza Company out in Borger. You did a collab with him over the summer. He was very, very good, dude. I love that guy. He was excited, and I
beer.
Yeah, the beer gang.
Beer gang is the best.
Beer gang. Shout out to Jesse over there. But he told me, and I actually saw that they were promoting it very heavily. They did press release. They really wanted to get the town excited around it.
Yeah.
Is that something that you try to push to facilitate, or you kind of let the owners take it upon themselves how much they want to push and promote that?
Kind of take charge on the promotees.
Yeah.
Because I also want, through my followers, the local host to get a push on our social media.
Okay.
Right? To get more attention from people that may not be in their area. So I have a set of posts that I do whenever I do an event that explains to people what Argentina style pizza is through videos and explanations, right? So there are several styles of pizza in Argentina. We have pizza al molde, which is in a pan. We have media masa, which is in a pan, but it's a thinner crust. Then we have pizza a la piedra, which it's cooked on the scone of a oven. And then we have pizza por metro, which is a long pizza sold by a meter. And we also have pizza a la parrilla, which is cooked on the grill.
How did Argentina develop so many styles of pizza?
Because of what's available. So a lot of there was a little port area of the city,
right?
And that's where the boats from Europe came. So around that area, there would be very low income housing that people could rent out rooms and things like that. So there were no kitchens. There was nothing that they could use. It was just like a big courtyard and then a whole bunch of rooms that went around it.
Okay.
Made out of like metal walls and stuff like, like
carved out.
Not carved, that metal that people use for your roofs of sheds and stuff like that.
Like tin metal.
But the wall will be made out of that, right?
Sheet metal.
Yeah. So they would have communal ovens, right? So people would go into the ovens and bake bread, flatbreads, a whole bunch of different things. Some of the things were pizza. Some of the things were faina, which is like a chickpea pancake that gets baked in a pan. And then pizza, some people would just cook there for their own family or cook there to go out into the street and sell, walking around.
Then bakeries started to make pizza, and they used the things that they have. So they have the big sheet pans, in bakeries. So they will make huge pizzas to cut by slices, like rectangular slices, and they would sell that out of the bakeries. Then eventually, that was in the 1880s, right? It started 1880s, 1870s. So pizza was made in Argentina or sold in Argentina before it was like Queen Margarita got a pizza named after her in Naples. That's how long back it.
So origins run very deep, and it's all
Yes.
based around community, right?
Right.
And a lot of what you do, from what I can see, is based around community too. Not only do you do collaborations on the road, but I've seen you also do doing like Dough for Good in New York and trying to raise awareness and raise money for the community. Is that just part of who you are, part of the roots?
I mean, even my job, pizza is not my business. It's like a hobby because I just want people to learn about Argentinian style pizza. But I work in a school. That's why I have the summers off to do the road trip. So I work with special needs kids, right? So I don't even make enough money to live in New York for my job. But I love what I do, and I'm not going to give it up. I've been offered the money to open up pizzerias, but I don't want to because I don't want to give up what I do with the kids. So what I do is if a kid can't function in the classroom by themselves with just a teacher, they need that one-to-one help. That's what I do.
So you step in and you get the kid what they need.
Right.
Or you work as the person who's going between the teacher and the child to try to help them
calm them
understand.
down, to understand, maybe to translate things, to show different ways of doing things. Or it could be a medical issue that they have, and you have to check the monitor for.
How'd you get started in that?
So before, like I said, I was 10 years old when I moved to the United States, but in 1997, I went on a study abroad program to China through my college. My college sent a person to teach, and then another person also taught that was related. It was the daughter of my college president.
Okay.
She had told me about this thing called semester at sea, which is a whole semester on top of a cruise ship traveling around different countries. Then I started backpacking around the world, right? So I saw all this poverty everywhere, and I understand even more now or back then why people moved to the United States from these countries, right? So then I decided that I wanted to work in a school with the kids or the children of the people that come here to make a better life for themselves and their family.
I bless you for that.
Thank you.
When you're traveling and you're out in these shops, I imagine you've seen so many different pizzerias, right?
Yes.
From the top of the top to the ones that are just getting started and could use some advice. Do you also take the time to try to just help them get over the hump? You know what I mean?
There's so when you look at my social media, I also post all the pizza that I eat or empanadas or anything like that I eat because I want to help out the local pizzerias, right? And when I do an event and I see things that they're doing, and then I'm like, it would be a lot easier if you and you change your system a little bit, you give a little tips to make the pizza better and stuff. It's like mini consulting. And then I also learn things from them.
You probably see more pizzerias than anybody.
Right.
I mean, when I think about it, the way you travel and the way you collaborate, I mean, most folks don't get that invite because we're trying to sell something. You're trying to coach you. Let me help your business. But you come in like really to help and promote
and make my own pizzas, right? Everybody benefits. Like I go in to a pizzeria and it might be the slowest day of the week, but they're going to get people to come in like on a Friday or a Saturday night. So they end up making as much money as a Friday night or Saturday night with less pizza sales from their side of the menu, but they end up making as much money as a slow day during the week.
That's a win-win.
Right.
And you get to, continue to educate, bring the product to the locals who may be, familiar with the style and just haven't had it in a while
never
or
heard
can't get
about it.
Yeah. I still haven't actually gotten a chance to try it. And you made 2 for the competition.
I made 2 for the competition, but 1 for the judges and the other one for people to get to try too.
I still didn't get any. I started talking. I'm telling my son, oh my God, I started talking. And I turn around, the pizza's gone. You got to be quick on the table.
You got to be there before my pizza comes out of the oven because the line forms.
The line was there, and I'm like, and I love it because everybody's here. We see everybody, and you start talking, but you turn around, and all the pizza guys hover around the table. And I've been trying to get it, trying to try it, but it's. Guess I gotta wait till the next competition. We'll get there. You doing any collabs in Florida?
I've done in Florida in the past at 2 pizzerias, Trato in Avalon Park and the Italian joint in Kissimmee. I have offers. I don't have the time for all the offers that I do because sometimes I have a destination to get to during my road trip right? So I do Tony Geminiani's Pizza and Bagel and Beer Fest in San Francisco. So I know that I need to get to San Francisco. Then I need to fill
Plan
in the
all your
dots
stuff.
with dates that are not set in stone to get there in time. And then I have to get back towards the East Coast, visit my family in Orlando before going back to New York.
Have you seen anything on the road that surprised you? Like, is there anything like that just sticks out that's super cool about being out traveling the country that way?
It's just the people that you meet, being from huge cities like Buenos Aires and New York, going through small towns, making pizza in small towns, seeing how they treat each other, you know, how everybody just, there's only two cars on the street, they cross each other, they know each other and they're just beeping at each other, saying hello type thing.
Yeah.
When in New York, you don't even like at most you get a,
Yeah, I guess that's very different. It's gotta be harder to make money though in some of those small towns. Well, I guess you don't need much. You don't need more money, so you don't have to make a ton of money. Like I mean, I think about you and you say, man, my job really doesn't even pay what it takes to live here. So that
right.
means you hustler's mentality, right? You gotta find a way to get it and continue to put your message out there and do that. I think that's something that's bred in a big city.
So the thing is, small towns, if they have a pizzeria,
They usually do well if they're good.
it might be a chain, but if they have another pizzeria that's doing it for the love and not just for the business, they're gonna kill it.
Yeah. You know, I came from the chain side of things and, you know, we won't say the name of the company, but they dominated the small towns, right?
Mhm.
They were all about getting those, we would call them the one store towns.
Right.
You got 50, 60,000 people in an area. You know that store is going to kill it as long as you execute. And you know, the brand is what it is, but the pizza doesn't even have to be all that great because there's very few options. But now the rise of the independents, pizza's gotten better.
It's gotten better, and you can actually even do great pizza in a conveyor belt oven.
Conveyor belt.
I had to get used to adapting my pizzas to be able to go through a conveyor. I have to make it go through 4 times because of the different baking times for toppings and stuff, but I got it to work.
Through a conveyor.
There.
That's tough. That's tough. What's your favorite way to present your pizza? And I seen what you did in the show, and I think it had like caramelized onions on it. What can you
Right.
talk through what that pizza was like?
So that's a fugaceta, right? So immigrants from North Italy went in bigger numbers to Argentina than people from the south of Italy. So our pizza is not it's not a thin pizza like Napoli style pizza, right? It's more of focaccia based. So focaccia, somebody one day decided to put cheese on it, right? They had an onion focaccia. They put cheese on it, so it became a fugassa con queso because in the dialect of the Northern Italian, fugassa means focaccia, right? So it became a fugassa con queso, right?
Focaccia with cheese.
Then somebody is like, all right, let's put the cheese on top of the dough and then the onions on top, and then became a fugaceta. Some people call a fugaceta only if it's stuffed, like dough, cheese, onions.
I think I've seen you say that it's not that particular pizza, it's more style or
Well, that's a
category.
top, right? It's just the toppings of onion. It has fugasa or fugaceta in the name somewhere,
Okay.
right? Because to me, it should be, if it's dough, onions, and cheese, it should be fugasa con queso. If it's dough, cheese, onions, it should be called fugaceta. If it's dough, cheese, onions, it should be called fugaceta rellena, which means stuffed. And some people call a fugaceta if it has ham also.
Okay.
So if you have dough, ham, cheese, onions, it should be called fugaceta rellena con jamón.
So
It
call
makes
it
more
what it
sense.
is.
So we need to unify the names, but it goes against tradition. And that's
Yeah.
why people are fighting that.
Do you see, and I know you're passionate about what you do in the schools, but do you see a point where we see a pizzeria, you know, somewhere that is serving a full Argentinian style menu?
So like I said before, cost-wise is very difficult
Mhm.
because you saw my pizza's that big and I put 1.25 pounds of cheese on it.
You have to charge $50 for the pizza.
So how many markets can support that? I don't know. Now, if it's a bar that serves pizza and that people are drinking while they wait 40 minutes for their pizza, they're ordering empanadas.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. The Spanish and the Italian cultures melted together in Buenos Aires, and pizzerias were owned by both Italians and Spanish immigrants.
So it's pizza
So
and
it's
empanadas.
pizza and empanadas in the same place, right? Then it makes sense, right? Like you have places like, what's the Chicago style?
Yo, the deep dish, the Chicago deep
Right.
dish.
That also takes
Like
40
Giordano's,
minutes.
yeah.
So if you have a full bar and people are drinking and people order appetizers and then people order dessert, they come out, if they order one pizza, they take up a table for 2 hours, they order 4 Cokes. It's 4 people sitting in a table for 2.5 hours, and their bill comes out to like $30. It makes no sense.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Well, you can't make any money doing that.
Right.
So, and I've even heard, people in Chicago, that's not their go-to style for, we're a weekly pizza family. That's more of when we got visitors in town, we take them out for something fancy.
That
We'll
might,
go sit down and do that, but that's not really what they're eating
yeah.
weekly in Chicago, right?
But they don't have the slice culture that we have in New York,
Mhm.
right? And also in Argentina, because you get pizza by the slice in Argentina, and you take it to go. You stand there and eat, or you can take it to go. But it's just a completely different thing, right? How many places have a full sit down bar, full menu type of restaurant?
Yeah, it's tough.
How many pizzerias in New York survive that don't sell New York style pizza? They always have to introduce New York pizza. Once they realize,
Yeah, I had a buddy try to do Detroit style in the middle of Brooklyn. Well, he's in Park Slope, and it was just, he goes, it was really hard, and he took over a New York style pizzeria and changed the menu. That's tough to overcome.
yeah, you have like when a New Yorker thinks of pizza, they think of a big 18 to 20-inch pie cut into slices.
Yeah. Well, I think New York style pizza is built for profitability and for making money, selling at a high volume, making money. But now I see a lot of folks like, they're doing Neapolitan style, Neapolitan style.
So that survives on its own. That's the only style of pizza in New York that survives on its own.
Yeah.
Like if they sell pizza al taglio, they also have to add it. If they sell Detroit, they also have to add New York style, or it's a bar.
So that's going to take a huge investment to try to build something out like that, to find the right space and to put the real care into it to be a destination for folks. Because that's what it ends up having to become, right? To do something like that.
And if it's in my case, I need to not be there before 3:00 because I'm going to be with the kids in the school.
Yeah.
So I'll be there for dinner service.
That's a lot of trust and care with such a delicate product.
Yeah.
That's very tough. But I think I like what you're doing. You're moving around, you're educating, and
That's the goal.
you get to see the whole country, and you're touching a lot of pizzeria, making a lot of friends, I'm sure.
Yes.
A lot of good people in this industry, yourself included.
And the best thing about coming to expos is seeing those people that I only see once or twice a year at different expos.
Yeah. I'm glad that there's more shows now because it gives us more opportunities. You went to Columbus?
Yes.
How was that? I didn't make it to Columbus. Was that a good show?
It was a very good show. It was very nice. Not so many pizza categories.
Okay.
Not so many pizza categories here.
Yeah.
They didn't have pan pizza category in Columbus, so I competed in gluten-free to be able to make it in a pan.
Okay.
And it came out great. So I'm thinking about now doing a free-only event in New York because people are always hitting me up when you're going to do gluten-free, when you're going to do one event a year, only gluten-free pie.
I like that. I saw you do like a pizza crawl too.
Yeah, I have a friend, Andrew. His Instagram is Overworked Asian. He started some pizza crawls to build community. Too many people just spend, friends online and never meet face to face.
Yeah.
So he created these pizza crawls to go to different pizzerias once a month. So people get to hang out, and meet new friends.
And just
Difficult to make friends now, man.
Yeah, just hang out, eat pizza,
Yeah.
Talk shit, whatever it is.
Walk around.
I like that. If you ever come to Tampa, let's do a pizza crawl.
For sure. There's actually in Tampa, you guys have, I think it's called Chiatata or something like that. That somehow, I don't know the whole history of it, but Cubans took it over. It's an Italian style, but Cubans took it over and they have it in Tampa in bakeries.
At Alessi's Bakery.
Had it?
I haven't had it, but I'm familiar with it. And it's they've been around Tampa forever.
I want to try
forever. That. I'll go get some, I'll go try it and send you pictures of it. We'll find it.
Wait until I go.
Come.
I'm coming back for the holidays.
Okay.
So I'll drive out to Tampa. We'll go in between Christmas and New Year.
I'm an hour east of here. We can make it happen. All right. But there's a lot of good places even around here too in Orlando where people have been, whether they be transplants or not, they've done some really good pizza around here.
Right. Yes.
So even a lot of New Yorkers are here and making some good pies here in Orlando. So Florida's on the come up. I know we get a bad rap on pizza, but Florida's got some really good pizza makers around here too.
It's haters that say there's no good. Listen, I've traveled. I put 10,000 miles on my car every summer, traveling around There's good pizza everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. As long as somebody cares about what they're doing, it's gonna be good.
Nice.
It's gonna be good.
What's your, so you're on the tour schedule. You're gonna do Expo. Are you gonna do Expo?
I hope so.
But we know you're gonna do San Francisco
Yes.
with Tony G's festival. We like seeing you here in Orlando. Where else can people find, come out and try you just in that public space without having to, and you're great about updating your collab schedule.
Yes.
Your Instagram, like the group on Instagram. I don't know what it's called, broadcast.
The broadcast channel on Instagram.
Your broadcast channel, you're one of the most active, and you keep your updates on.
I'm not, so I update. I don't bullshit. I don't want to send stupid things that people are getting messages and I'm like, fuck this. I'm unsubscribing to this. No, you want to know when my collabs are? That's all the information I'm giving you.
That's what I see on there.
Yeah.
So you're great about keeping people updated on where you're going to be and when you're going to be there.
Yeah.
So if to anybody, go follow, what's your Instagram?
OG_Papa Fern.
Go follow OG Papa Fern. He's got all the updates on where you can find him and get to know him at some of these events, because you talk to people too.
It depends how busy it is. So the later you come get your pies, the better, because once I'm done, I walk around.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I walk around, talk to people, say hello and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the end, I can actually sit with people.
That's when you
talk.
can actually just kind of relax. But don't wait too late, because you might not get a pizza either.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I've seen that too. Like, listen, there's a set number.
Yes.
I can't do more.
Exactly.
So, man, it's been a lot of fun talking to you. Thank you for doing this. So I know we've been trying to make it happen. This ain't the last time, my brother. Thank you.
You're welcome, bro.